Shalom and welcome back to Kalman Stories. I want to tell you another unbelievable story. So much of the meat here in the Holy Land of Israel is actually slaughtered in slaughtering houses in South America. And in a particular slaughtering house area in Paraguay, there were three rabbis whose job was to check the kashrus. And these rabbis had worked for several years in this place, had gotten to know the place, and they felt pretty comfortable. One day, they walked into a giant freezer to check out the meat when suddenly they heard a large thump, and they realized that the fridge had closed and they were locked in. And they panicked because it was cold and it was dangerous. So they started banging and banging, and they said to themselves, surely someone's going to hear us. It's a large place, a lot of people walking around. But as they kept banging and banging, they realized that no one could hear them. They kept screaming, but no one could hear them. And it was a bad situation. The temperature was freezing. There was a lack of oxygen. And as the minutes turned to tens of minutes, turned to hours, they felt themselves getting weaker and weaker, fainter and fainter, until after several hours of this, they simply took Tehillim in their hands, started praying to God, and almost kind of accepted their plight that they weren't going to make it out of this freezer. What a sad end. Meanwhile, it was already closing time, and Emilio, who was the owner of the plant, was just locking up. He had already done a quick search like he did every day, when he saw the security guard. His name was Golia. And he said, Golia, what are you doing here? I thought it was your day off. He said, yeah, it was, but the guy who was supposed to switch me called in sick, so I'm back at work today. And Golia was usually a pretty mild-mannered guy, said, Emilio, are you leaving? He said, yeah, it's way past closing time. Golia said, no, I think there are still people inside. Please go check again. So Emilio said, okay. And he checked again. And he came back, and Emilio said, please check again. And again. And again. 3 times Emilio checked out the entire place until he was getting a little bit flustered. And Golia said, no, I'm sure that people are missing. Please, let me go search for you. And they went together, and Golia was searching very thoroughly, checking every nook and cranny, until he saw the freezer. And he opens up the freezer, and there the 3 rabbis were. He gets them out of there, and they saved their lives. Now here is the punchline. Here's the crux of the story. Emilio asked Golia, how did you know that these 3 rabbis were not there? And Golia said, these 3 rabbis every single day come over, and they schmooze with me. They talk with me. They say, good morning, how you doing? And when they leave, they look for me. And they have a conversation. What was new today? What was interesting? What are you having for dinner? And there's not been one day when they've missed for the last several years. So I knew they were missing. And that's what saved their lives. When we not just say good morning to someone, when we show people that we care about them, we have a conversation, it's good for them, but it's also really good for us. Hope you have a beautiful day. Hope you walk away more inspired. I certainly am. Bezrat Hashem. Have a great day.